Is Joao Fonseca the Neymar of tennis? Humbert compares him to Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik. Joao Fonseca says he is inspired by Brazilian football and Neymar with his talent compared to fellow stars Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik. Fans at the Miami Open went wild after the teenage sensation reached the third round, defeating 19th-seeded Humbert of France in straight sets. Next up for the 18-year-old from Rio de Janeiro will be Australia's Alex de Minaur on Monday, live on Sky Sports Tennis. Fonseca's 6-4 6-3 win means he is the youngest man to reach the third round since Juan Martin del Potro in 2007 and the youngest man to reach an ATP Masters 1000 third round since 18-year-old Carlos Alcaraz did so in Paris back in 2021. Talking about his decision to take up playing tennis rather than football, Fonseca said, "When I was 11 or 12, I had a small injury. I played with older players, but then I fell on my glutes and spent 2 months injured. I said, Mom, I just don't want to play soccer anymore, I want to continue with tennis. Then a year ago or 6 months ago, I found my coach. Things got more serious. I stayed with tennis. I think it was a good choice." Fonseca, who came through a thrilling first-round encounter against fellow teen learner Tien, says he is inspired by former Barcelona and PSG playmaker Neymar. "I really like Neymar's skills. I loved watching him play. I also like Ronaldinho, but I didn't watch much of him. We call him the Witched in Brazil," said Fonseca. Really unbelievable players. Brazil's Fonseca is the most talked about talent and he delivered one of the upsets of the Australian Open against 9th seed Andrei Rublev. He became the first player born in 2006 to win an ATP Tour singles title as he underlined his status as one of tennis' most promising stars by defeating Francisco Cerundolo 6-4 7-6, 7-1 in the Argentina Open final last month. Fonseca said afterwards, "This was just an unbelievable week for me. Of course I want to be number one. Of course I want to win slams." The next-gen ATP Finals champion has already cracked the top 100. In the past 12 months, the Brazilian has risen from number 651 to a career-high world number 60 ahead of the Miami Open. He is the youngest top 100 player since Alcaraz in October 2021 and the youngest Brazilian to break into the top 100 in rankings history. From Brazil, the repercussions are just big. People are getting to know a little bit more of me. That's super nice. The Brazilian people like to cheer a lot for this promising kid, Fonseca said. But at the same time, you need to be focused. People are going to say a lot, have more expectations. You need to stay focused on your routine, to work more and more. Asked what he considers his greatest strength, Fonseca said, "Technically, it's definitely my forehand. And here's why: his forehand hit speeds of 113 miles per hour during his win against Humbert in Miami. His shot speed on average is 81 miles per hour compared to the tour average of 76 miles per hour, and his spin rate of 3,019 rotations per minute is well above the tour average of 2,844 RPM. Tennis Channel commentator Mark Petchey, the former British number one, who has been working with Emma Raducanu in Miami, said, "It feels like he's taken it to another dimension, if I'm being honest. I know that's sort of hyperbole, but when I watched him at Next Gen I was super impressed at how easy the winners were. He wasn't having to find the line to hit winners, which is always optically a good sign that something's a little special." When quizzed about who is the greatest tennis player of all time, Fonseca said, "Federer. There's no way to change that. People can say that Novak Djokovic is the greatest of all time, but for me there's no way. Djokovic may be the best of all time, but Federer is the greatest. Unmatched."